What happened? You will not believe what actually happened and what caused the transmission to not be correct. Welcome back, everyone. Sure, it's been a few weeks since we've been hanging out together. We're just down here by this little creek today. Even though we have not been filming over the last few weeks, we were not lazy. We've done stuff, but more on that later. And this weekend also didn't turn out the way we were kind of hoping for, but I'll tell you more about that later, because it's yeah, it was a doozy what actually happened yesterday. So we'll talk about that later, show you the little things that can happen when you're out in the backcountry that you never think about. But like I said, more on that later. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a little fire pit, start a fire, and then we'll tell you what we've been up to and show you around a little bit. Oh yeah, let's do that first. We'll see you later. Super smack.
Right?
Right, got the fire started, and we were really just sitting around the fire for a bit. Michelle just started her little snack that we're going to be having today. Nothing fancy. We're trying on a new cast iron pie maker, sandwich maker, whatever you want to call it. We're going to try that.
I'm going to actually try it without the grate first, I think. No. Should I just put it in the coals?
Yeah.
All right, well, if we end up with burnt Mennonite sausage.
I'll take the blame for it.
Okay. Well, it's looking pretty good, actually. Let's flip it, leave it for a few more minutes, add a little bit of butter and sauerkraut, and our snack might be complete.
Like I said earlier, we have been doing things over the last few weeks, and it's been quite a few weeks here in the Alberni Valley, if we're not covered and blanketed in absolute fog for weeks on end, literally. It was raining. Surprise for everyone, it was raining. But we took that opportunity with all the rain that we've had and figured, let's go and see some of the waterfalls that we've got around here in Port Alberni. And we went to, I think the first one that we went to was Cold Creek Falls, which really is only about a 5-minute walk from, not 5-minute walk, 5-minute drive from our place, and then, I don't know, maybe a 20-minute hike in. That was beautiful. It's so lush there. Yeah. That very same day, we decided to go to one of our favorite places in the valley here, and that is Stamp Falls Provincial Park. And the flow of the water there was so incredible, like we have never seen it before. They do have a fish ladder there to help the salmon get up the waterfall, and that whole thing was underwater, just absolutely incredible. And the falls in itself didn't even look like falls anymore. It just looked like a massive river just going down. It just was incredible to see. Never seen Stamp Falls like that. Just spectacular. The next day, we decided to go out to another provincial park, and it's a provincial park that not a lot of people actually know about. It's Fossley Provincial Park, which is on the backside of Sprout Lake, which is kind of the area where we're in right now. And it's a little bit more of a hike in, and the last time we had been there, oh man, that must have been 2.5, almost 3 years ago actually. And it's one of the most, I don't know, it's just mystical down there, to go down there to those falls and through the forest. So we decided, let's go ahead and do that again. But in typical backroad fashion, that really didn't work out. We had all the best intentions to hike this trail to Fossley Falls, which is one of the nicest hikes here in the Alberni Valley that you can do. It's super nice. We've done it like 2.5 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, and 2.5 years ago, that creek wasn't here.
No.
Otherwise, we would have worked gumby.
We are not going to make it through that creek without getting our feet wet. But also, to be fair,
we did just see a sign that the suspension bridge has been deconstructed, so we may not have made it there anyway.
no.
I don't think it's worth getting ourselves completely soaked. We're just gonna have to turn around anyway.
Well, now what?
I don't know. I guess we'll figure that out on the long hike back up.
Because we didn't bring any firewood. We didn't bring an axe. We didn't bring a saw. We basically didn't bring anything that we usually would bring with us on a day trip.
Because we were just gonna do the hike.
Yeah. So, well, it is very pretty through here. And now we're here. And like I said earlier, We were actually meant to go camping this time around. This weekend that we're on right now. But that didn't turn out, but we'll talk about that still later on. But we're still making the best of it. And we're so glad to be out here right now. Just to get out, period, is so good for you. Just keeps the chickens in the coop.
Want to do the sauerkraut more?
No, it doesn't have to be. I think that's going to be perfectly fine.
And voila, there's our snack.
Cheap and cheerful.
Cheap and cheerful.
Oh, you can taste the butter.
You've got all the juice on your side.
I'm gonna dip the scales here and I'm gonna send you some juice. There you go. That's actually pretty tasty.
Yeah, it's really good.
Pretty simple. You really don't need much, but it's gonna warm you up.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna finish this off, and then we actually want to tell you why we didn't go camping this weekend like we had planned. But we're gonna do that up at the Jeep. We'll see you up there.
See you up there.
Sometimes things are happening that you really don't expect, and they're just a one-off that comes so out of the blue that you just really can't prepare for this kind of stuff. So yesterday we were out on our way, and we were collecting firewood. So we drove out just a little bit, and we found some firewood that we meant to cut up. And I had to, you know, I drove actually pretty much into a dead end out on the dirt road there, and then I had to back up just to get back to the place where we wanted to get the firewood from. So I back up, I try to turn around. We are at the place where we want to get the firewood from. I try to put the Jeep into park, and it wouldn't go into park. It just died right there. So that was a little bit concerning. So I started up the vehicle again. So I got to put my foot on the brake, started the vehicle, tried to put it into reverse, and then back into park, and the vehicle died. At that point, we were both thinking, this is not good. And as I turned the vehicle back on, it said, service transmission. That's something you don't want to see when you're out in the middle of the woods and have your vehicle telling you that you need to service your transmission. Fortunately for us at that moment, we were still within cell phone range. And Michelle looked up right away what could possibly be wrong with the vehicle. And there were so many different options there that just, you know, you don't know what to do there. So we were sitting there for a bit, and I tried and tried again to get the vehicle going, and I just tried to put the vehicle into drive. But as soon as I took the foot off the brake, the vehicle would die. It would just turn itself off. At that point, we were ready to, since we were still in cell range, to contact family and let them know where we're at and help us out. And then I tried it one more time. And sure enough, I was able to start up the vehicle, put the vehicle into drive, and get out. We decided to go back into town and go to the Chrysler dealership in town right away. On the way to town, we noticed that the vehicle actually was shifting into gear perfectly fine. There was no issues whatsoever. As soon as we drove into the dealership and I parked it right away, the vehicle died again. No idea what was happening. And the entire time that we're driving up there, it said on the dash, service transmission. So we dropped it off at the dealership, fearing the absolute worst of what could possibly be happening here to our credit card in the very near future. We had Michelle's dad pick us up at the dealership. We left the vehicle there, and we're praying that, well, if they're gonna call us back today, that we can pick up the vehicle, then it's good news. If they don't call us back today, then that's bad news. Anyways, they called us back the same day, about an hour after we dropped off the vehicle. And exactly what happened, you will not believe what actually happened and what caused the transmission to not be correct. And here is Michelle with the receipt. This is the bill. Well, the bill from Alberni Chrysler. And the culprit for why we could not get into gear right there is this this little pebble right there. And that little pebble was stuck between the linkage and the transfer housing. Transmission housing.
Yeah.
That's all it was, is that little pebble.
It got stuck in there and couldn't go in park, couldn't go in drop, couldn't go doing anything because it just...
Yeah. Just died. So they just propped it up.
In the way.
Propped it up in the shop, and that's all it was.
And I asked him, is this something we can fix? If this happens again, is this something we can fix on our own? And he pretty much told me no. It's not something that happens all the time. We're just luck of the draw this time. Wish it would be the lottery.
It's just one of those freak things that happens. And on that note, which really brings home the point that you should always be prepared.
Yeah.
And have some sort of a communication device with you. In this case, we were lucky enough that we were still within cell phone range. But to have something like a Zoleo with you or a Garmin, where you can contact people in the event of an emergency, because this could have been really bad. It could have been really bad. If we would actually have been at camp at that point and wanted to go home and we wouldn't have been able to get out, that would have been
no signal.
With no signal, no anything. And it's $25 a month to have it going. But if you're going out into the backcountry, I highly recommend it to have either a Zoleo, a Garmin, or whatever you have. You need some sort of a device to get in touch with people if you run into any kind of trouble. That we did yesterday, but it was the simplest of solutions.
Yeah. Just out of our control.
Totally out of our control, something that you really don't expect to happen. Just a little pebble that just put the vehicle out of commission.
Yeah.
And that's it. We will see you again next week with surprise guests.
Surprise guest, a proper camp.
A proper camp next week if everything goes according to plan.
Yes.
But with surprise guests, we will see you again next week.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.